Many Americans travel to Europe with good intentions. They're polite, they're friendly, they want to do the right thing, and still, they sometimes break cultural rules without realizing it. Not because they're careless, but because these rules are rarely written down. They're learned quietly, over time, by watching others. I'm European. I've lived here my entire life, and I've seen Americans break the same cultural rules again and again, not dramatically, not offensively, accidentally. These are 7 cultural rules Americans often break in Europe, and why locals notice them. Before we start, one quick note. This channel is for Americans who want to understand Europe before they arrive, not through stereotypes, not through exaggerated travel tips, but through everyday behavior, explained calmly from a local perspective. If that's what you're looking for, subscribe. New videos every week. Rule number 1, greeting staff properly. In many parts of Europe, how you greet someone matters, more than Americans often expect. You don't walk into a shop and immediately start asking questions. You greet first, a simple hello, a nod, eye contact. This moment is small but important. Skipping it can feel abrupt to locals, not aggressive, not rude, but impersonal. In Europe, acknowledging someone's presence comes before making a request. This applies in bakeries, small stores, cafes, and local businesses. You're not interrupting, you're entering a shared space. Once the greeting happens, everything flows more easily. The interaction feels warmer, more human, more respectful. Local tip: always greet first, even if it's brief, even if you're in a hurry. That single moment sets the tone for the entire interaction. Rule number 2, respecting shared quiet spaces. In many parts of Europe, public spaces follow unspoken sound rules, not written, not announced, but widely understood. Trains are quiet, buses are quiet, waiting rooms are quiet, people speak softly, phone calls are brief, headphones are common. For Americans, this can feel restrictive. You're used to filling silence, to talking freely, to treating public spaces as casual environments. In Europe, public space is shared space. Noise is seen as something that spreads beyond the person making it. Loud phone calls, speaker audio, animated conversations. These stand out immediately, not because they're forbidden, but because they disrupt the shared calm. People won't usually confront you. They'll notice quietly. Local tip: lower your voice, use headphones, save long calls for private spaces. When you respect the quiet, you show awareness of everyone around you, and that awareness is deeply appreciated here. Rule number 3, not rushing service staff. Americans are used to efficiency, quick orders, fast service, clear timelines. In many European countries, service follows a different rhythm. Rushing staff can feel uncomfortable to locals, not because people are slow, but because pressure is avoided. Calling repeatedly, tapping menus, asking, "How long will this take?" These behaviors signal impatience, and impatience changes the tone of the interaction. In Europe, service is meant to unfold calmly. Staff manage multiple tables at once. They prioritize balance, not speed. When guests rush the process, it breaks that balance. Local tip: slow your pace, wait to be acknowledged. Ask when it feels appropriate. Trust that you haven't been forgotten. When you move with the rhythm, service feels smoother and often more attentive. Rule number 4, following lines and systems. Many European societies rely heavily on shared systems. Lines, queues, ticket validation, turn-taking, often without barriers, without guards, without constant supervision. People trust the system and expect others to do the same. Cutting ahead, even slightly, is noticed immediately. Skipping ticket validation, standing in the wrong place, ignoring floor markings or signs. These aren't seen as small mistakes. They break an unspoken agreement. For Americans, this can feel strict. You may think no one is affected, that it's harmless, But in Europe, systems work because everyone participates. Local tip: pause before acting. Look around. Watch how others move. Follow the markings. When you respect the system, you show respect for everyone using it. Rule number 5. Keeping personal opinions private at first. Americans are often very open. They share opinions easily. They speak freely. They express what they think early on. In Europe, personal opinions are introduced more slowly, especially with people you've just met. Topics like politics, social issues, or strong personal beliefs usually come later. Sharing them too early can feel uncomfortable to locals, not because disagreement is a problem, but because familiarity matters. In many European cultures, opinions are closely tied to identity. They're shared once trust exists, not as a way to start a connection. For Americans, this difference can be surprising. You may feel like people are holding back or avoiding real conversation. They aren't. They're simply waiting until the relationship feels solid. Local tip: start neutral. Listen more than you speak. Ask questions instead of offering conclusions. Once trust is built, conversations become deeper, more honest, and far more meaningful. Rule number 6. Understanding personal space rules. Personal space in Europe can feel confusing at first. Physically, people may stand closer, on trains and lines in crowded places. This often surprises Americans, but socially, boundaries are stronger. Over-familiar behavior, forced friendliness, touching strangers, using first names too quickly, these things can feel intrusive. For Americans, this contrast can be hard to read. You expect distance to mean formality and closeness to mean friendliness. In Europe, it often works the other way around. Physical closeness is practical. Social closeness is earned. People take time before becoming familiar. But once that boundary shifts, relationships feel sincere and grounded. Local tip: be observant. Notice how much distance others keep. Mirror their tone. Let them set the pace. Respect here is shown through restraint, not enthusiasm. Rule number 7, adjusting to local time culture. Time in Europe is treated differently depending on where you are. Appointments matter, schedules exist, but expectations around time aren't universal. In some places, being on time means being exactly on time. In others, a few minutes late is completely normal. Americans often apply one-time standard everywhere. They expect consistency. When that doesn't happen, it can feel disrespectful or unprofessional. But in Europe, time is contextual. It adapts to place, to people, to situation. Applying the wrong expectation creates unnecessary friction. Local tip: pay attention to how locals treat time. Notice what's strict. Notice what's flexible. Adjust your expectations accordingly. Understanding local time culture prevents frustration and helps interactions feel natural instead of forced. When Americans understand these rules, something changes. Interactions feel smoother. People respond more warmly, not because you changed who you are, but because you adjusted how you move through shared space. In the next videos, I'll explain country-specific rules, regional differences, and what Americans should expect depending on where they travel. Subscribe if you want to experience Europe with confidence instead of confusion. I'll see you in the next one.